Hello, my name is John Drinkwater. I am monitoring an evaluation lead for the ODP program. This is a short video to explain how you can use the PlanX Dashboard to gather data that will support monitoring and evaluation of the impact of the reporter breach service. You may already be familiar with the monitoring and evaluation framework for reporter breach. If you're not, check out an earlier video in this series, Introduction to Monitoring and Evaluation for Reporter Breach. We first consider the people who try to make those complaints, normally residents. The benefits to them of this new service are an easy to find service, which provides a quick and easy way to submit their requests in such a way that they're confident their submission is going to be addressed. The main measures are the number of sessions started, the completion rate, and a form of user rating and user feedback. And we get that data from the PlanX Analytics Dashboard. So let's take a look at the PlanX Dashboard. Once your service is set up, you'll get access to the dashboard. And here's an example. Top left is where you'll see the council name. And the other two selectors at the top there are the service. You may have more than one, so you'll need to select reporter planning breach. And on the right there is a date range selector. If you click on that, you can see a date range and you select the start and end date and then click on the filter button. That will update all the numbers in the dashboard for that particular date range. Now, there are a number of tabs on the dashboard, and this video focuses on the key figures tab and the user feedback. The others have a lot of really useful information which you may want to take a look at, but for the purposes of monitoring and evaluation reporting, those are the two tabs you need to understand. The key figures tab gives us numbers that count users through the user journey that they take with the service. First of all, we have session starts. And we may imagine that users start and then submit, but that's not how the service is designed or what everybody does. First thing to understand is that a number of people will leave mid-service because they're confused, they lose interest, or they don't know how to answer questions, and we term these mid-service exits. One of the other main features of reporter breach, of course, is that it points users elsewhere if their complaint is not a valid planning-related complaint, pointing them to other teams and other organizations. Now, these are positive service exits where the user has their need met. They now know where to go and they get the answer straight away. They don't have to wait for somebody to look at their complaint and then send them an email in response. So they are positive service exits. And sessions where the user wants to enter a complaint about a planning matter, which is not identified as a permitted development, are offered the opportunities to submit a report. And those completed ones are reports submitted. Let's take a look at the dashboard and see where we find these numbers. First of all, top left, sessions started is here. Next to that is the number of sessions where a report is submitted, and then positive exits. Then further down on the page, we see mid-service exits. They're listed here in some more detail because we want to know why people are dropping out to see if we can improve the service. What we can do with these numbers is run a quick check to make sure they all add up correctly. If they don't, that might indicate that your build doesn't follow the standard approach. And if you can't work out why that is, then reach out for help either to the monitoring and evaluation working group or to the PlanX team. The last number I want to show you on this tab is here, counts of immediate exits or exits at the start of the service. Sometimes people will arrive on the service and immediately leave from the first page without doing anything else. We would normally say those people are not serious users of the service, and we might want to discount those for conversion rate calculations later on. But by and large, that's a small number, and we don't need to take account of it, but it's there just in case. So for the dashboard then, we can see straight away, session started, and we know exactly where to get it from. What about completion rate then? That's a bit of a calculation, and let me explain. We're interested in how many of the users who start the service get to a point where we can reasonably say they have a result that is helpful to them. So either That session includes a report that's submitted, or they've reached one of those positive service exits where we point them elsewhere where they'll get their question answered. Add those two numbers up, submitted and positive service exits, divide it by the total number of sessions, and that gives us a percentage of success or conversion. And in this case, if you remember the numbers we used before, that ends up as 33.2%. There's the completion rate. When users reach the end of the report to breach service, we ask them if they would score the service between 1 and 5 and give us any feedback. You will find the score data on the feedback tab. And although typically the response rate is low, it does give us some indication of how users rate the service. So that's where you will find that number. So how much data do you need to collect and over what time periods? Well, the Monitoring and Evaluation Framework report shows a before and after measure, a pre and post launch. And for data sources like the back office system, phone calls and emails, there are some baseline data that needs to be recorded before you launch. But of course, for the PlanX Analytics Dashboard, there are no pre-measures, only post. So after launch, you'll need to look at the data for the same monthly periods over which you collect the phone call, email, time recording, or back office system data. The first month after going live, and then again at some point in the future after final tweaks are made or the service is more widely promoted. Once you've collected your data, it is time to report it, and you receive access to a shared spreadsheet managed by a member of the M&E working group. It's based on the M&E framework and consists of a simple table where for PlanX data, you input the post-launch data for the first and later phase after launch. Hopefully this video has given you all the information you need to help you pull the data out from the PlanX Analytics Dashboard to support the report to breach M&E process. If you've got any questions or need any help at any stage, reach out to me or any member of the M&E working group. We're all here to support you. And of course, thanks for watching.